Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin coming down, currently getting crushed again. It has, however, not made a lower low, so we're going to take a look at that. And while Bitcoin is coming down, we can see various altcoins also being crushed. Not too much though, at least not too much yet. I think if Bitcoin does lose its support, it's going to come down quite hard. Not only Bitcoin, but the altcoins as well. So Bitcoin again at a tipping point here. Let's take a look at what is happening here imminently, or maybe we start with a bigger picture. Bigger picture is this, where Bitcoin moved up in a wave 1 here back in April. Yeah, moved up in a wave 1, has come down in a wave A, moved up in a wave B, come down in a wave C. In my opinion, the wave C is not yet finished. The wave C is part of that larger wave 2. That wave 2 consists of that A, B, C pattern. In my opinion, what we have here is an expanded flat where we would come down into the area below 29K. The expanded flat is very typical for such a wave count here, for such a higher level correction. And in my opinion, this is going to play out. Of course, you know, never guaranteed. But in my opinion, this is what we are seeing here. Had a few questions. Could this also be a running flat, which is different, or so-called running flat pattern? Would not necessarily need to make a lower low. So there are exceptions like the running flat, but as I said, a running flat is an exception. A running flat is very rare. It is one of the rarest Elliott Wave patterns at all. And Bitcoin normally doesn't do it. Yeah, maybe you can find it in lower degree waves. Yeah, but not in such a higher degree wave. Typically not. And there are countless examples where a pattern like that has developed into a expanded flat pattern. So we also took a look at this in the past, and I showed you this pattern, which is called the 3 peaks and the domed house, where you make your highs here, then you make a lower, you make a low, then you make a higher high, and you come down and make a lower low. This is pretty much mirroring what I just told you, this sort of A, B, C. And this is just a different pattern, the so-called 3 peaks and the domed house pattern. It's a different way of looking at it, I guess. And also here you make a higher high, and then in the end you make a lower low before you then start again and make new all-time highs. And this here is interesting. This, on what you see here on the right-hand side, this could be exactly what we are seeing here at the moment. And just remember this one, yeah, just think about how that looks. Or actually I could take a snapshot of that and then show it to you in a minute here. So, and then we go over to Bitcoin. There you go. Move that here to the side a little bit. Maybe go to the daily, zoom out a little bit, and add this to the chart. And there you go. So you see certainly a similarity, don't you? So where you have here your 3 peaks, yeah, then you come down, make your low here on the right hand side, then you move up, make a higher high. You've got your sort of I don't even know how you call it on that on that domed house pattern, but then you've got here your little bit of a consolidation area, and then you move high, make your high, and then you come down, and then you make your little bit of a correction here on the right hand side on that 3 peaks and the domed house pattern. You can see that as well before you eventually come down. So this is just another way of looking at it. And that's just to show to the people who always say that if you make a lower low, then it's over. No, it's not. It's just normal. Yeah, you need to make those lower lows in order to finish a correction off. So that's typically what happens. So yeah, and we are still in this channel. Bitcoin currently again fighting with this support level of this channel. And yeah, if we go into the where I see Bitcoin in the medium term, would be a sell-off into this area here in yellow. This has been my preferred scenario since the end of November. Yeah, so that is when I started to show you this target area, and since then it has pretty much worked out. We have been in a bearish move. So on this channel we talked about the 30K before it was cool, and that was already end of November. Yeah, now the thing is always, how do you get there? And there are 2 different ways. So first of all, you could get there immediately in this initial sell-off, what I have on the chart here as well, where we are actually coming down here in a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is what I currently see as more likely because the price is again has hammered down already. Now the alternative would be that we first move up. This is still possible. You can still squeeze this sort of move here in some sort of a corrective pattern where we would move up, maybe with a 1, 2, 1, 2, whatever, where we would get at least to 51k, but more likely 55 to 61k in this target range here, basically. Yeah, could theoretically go all the way up to 65 before you then, however, turn around and get into this target area down there. And this is where I see it ending. This is where I see the correction as complete. Where my view is the most likely one would be the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, and that is sitting at around 27k. Now we can take a look at that by just taking the fibs, and you can see that here the 61.8% fib level is located at 27.6k. That is here in this target range, and this is where I see the price at least to go to, well, at least, or ideally go to, because the 61.8% fib level is the most likely retracement level. So that is where I will see the price. As I said, it can go up first and then come down, but to all the people who always say, you know, it can go up or down, yeah, of course it can, but I have my view here, my particular view, that we're going to end in this range here. So this is where I see the price go. So I'm giving you one clear scenario with two ways to get there. Yeah. So if I fly to New York, you can of course take the direct flight, or you fly via whatever a different country and then go to New York. Yeah. But the end goal would be New York. So this is the same story. You know, I can't tell you which way we go, at least not yet. I can only tell you what is more likely in my view. And at the moment, it is looking more favorable to that immediate sell-off again. Yeah, and the reason for that is that when we do this as a bullish wave count, which I showed you yesterday, then we basically came down too low for the ideal scenario. So it's still possible, but getting much less likely. And what I showed you earlier today and also a few days ago is this also bearish wave count, where we said we could already have here the wave 1 and 2. Now that played out. Then I told you that here halfway through, that if this is a wave 3, we need to go down faster, and it happened. So this is a wave 3 in my opinion. Now what we need to see in a wave 3 would be a counter reaction into a wave 4, where you would come into the region between 41k and 43.5k. Now we haven't seen that yet. We climb up all the way to 40.7, but not yet to 41k. So this is ideally where you want to get to. If we go down straight away from here, then this was not a wave 4 yet, and you can then be certain that the move down will be extended, that this wave 3 will be an extended one, because then we could see the wave 3 down here somewhere and then get the wave 4 up. Yeah, but you need to see those Fibonacci retracements, otherwise it's not a wave 4. How does this, or when does this immediate sell-off scenario gets less likely? That will happen if we move above 43.5k. So if we go above this wave 4 target area, because then it gets less likely that it's a wave 4. So currently Bitcoin is definitely moving up and down here with us. It's playing tricks on us, absolutely. And therefore I'm also not a friend, at least in the current environment here, to do any sort of short-term games around Bitcoin trading. A lot of people currently burning their fingers, a lot of people getting frustrated. That's why I don't have this short-term view, at least not at the moment. It's easy when you go back into a confirmed uptrend, but we are not in a confirmed uptrend. We need to understand that. You are here in a range, and in a range can be very, very difficult to trade, because it is pretty much unpredictable. Yeah, it's easy when you are in, or easier when you are in a confirmed uptrend. At the moment, we are just not in a confirmed uptrend. This is a corrective pattern, what we see here. Bitcoin has not yet decided which way to go very clearly. And I think as soon as we drop below this ascending trend line here, then we can drop quite fast to that 34.5k level. That is here the 39.5k level. If you lose that, going down to 34.5 and then 33k. And then from here, we can take the last jump into the lower ground floor between 20 and 29k. Now again, why that area? The minimum would be that 29k. We need to make a lower low, in my opinion. Ideally, yeah, would be the best for the chart. Why the 20k? The 20k are just, for me, because it is the peak of the last bull run, In addition to that, this is where we currently have the 200-week moving average running. So I can show you that on the chart, and that is a very important support level. Historically, it's actually now at 21K. It always was a bit lower, but I'll leave the 20K here. But it's currently at 21K, and this is normally what Bitcoin has not really got below that level. It did get briefly below the level here during the COVID crash. But other than that, it's always held the 200-week moving average. So bear that in mind. So yeah, certainly in this scenario, we could very nicely get into this range here. And maybe when we get there, maybe the 200-week moving average will be around 25K. And then we only go down to 25 and then start to move up from there. That is what I expect when we get into the range, that we will get a turnaround and move to new all-time highs. How long that happens, I can't tell you. That would be just speculation. But I think it could play out in Q2 now. Now, originally I told you that my estimation would be that probably end of Q1 you see the correction finish, and that is when many altcoins started to move to do their pumps. But yeah, because Bitcoin isn't in the target area yet, I think we're going to see a bit of an extension here. But as always, timeframes are always a bit of guesswork, guesstimations. You can't really say that with much certainty, because Elliott waves give you a view what a market can do in a certain environment, and in my opinion very, very clearly and very accurately. But what they can't really do is give you a time. Yeah. So one last thing to show you, and a few people have asked for that again. It is the and again, take it with a pinch of salt. It's the moon phases. Yeah. So the moon phase indicator, or moon cycles. No, the moon phases indicator, isn't it? No, also not that one. Where is the one that I had? All right. So, which is, take it with a pinch of salt again, right? But it sometimes really works. So this moon phases indicator shows you when you are in a new moon phase, and typically in a new moon phase you see prices drop, according to the people who developed this indicator. And to be honest, it often really is the case. Not always, yeah, maybe 60-70% of the time, but if you strictly follow that and you're 60% right, then you can make money, isn't it? But take it with a pinch of salt. It's a bit, I'm not taking it too seriously. But funny enough, when that new moon phase started, and we took a look at that, I think in the live stream here, when that happened or started on the 2nd of April, that is when prices started to move down, right? And here in the full moon phase in blue, the prices did go up. And here in that new moon phase, they actually went down. And here in this full moon phase, they went up a little bit, but they went up. So here new moon didn't work out, full moon didn't work out, but here it worked out again. Here it worked out, here it worked out. So it's quite funny. Take a look at it if you fancy it. It's quite funny, but a few people asked for it. So we're currently in the new moon phase, and as per this indicator, you have a bit more time in the new moon phase, and therefore we can expect further price drops. But again, don't take it too seriously. All right, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Please also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're now much more active on there. We post some funny stuff there, some updates that we normally don't post here in the videos, or we can't really do a video on all of that stuff. So yeah, there's some additional stuff on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the links to the official social media in the video description, so take a look at that. And also, yeah, if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership, where you can get access to my buy and sell orders, the Telegram live chat, the Discord server, and a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.